Hello and welcome to this presentation about the book about a boy. You are going to do your next assessments in this topic, so I thought I would quickly run through the book and talk a little bit about these things. First, I'm going to focus on the characters. Then I'm going to say something about the general themes of the movie as well as the message. And finally, I will be talking about your next assignment and what you have to keep in mind when doing that. So, to start off, we have two main characters in this book. The first one is Will, and the second one is Marcus. In addition to these two main characters, we also have a couple of supporting characters, such as Fiona, who is Marcus's mom, Ellie, who is sort of this girl at Marcus's school, which he fancies and becomes his friend. Susie, who Will meets up with at SPAT, Single Parents Alone Together meeting. And finally, Rachel, who I suppose become Will's girlfriend at the end. So the first main character is Will, and what can we say about him? Will is what I would call a man-child, which means that he is a grown man, although he mentally is more like a child. Will doesn't work. Will never had to work a day in his life. Will simply lives off the royalties he made from his father's hit song, which his father made before he died. So now Will gets all the money from that song and he lives an easy life because of it. He has no meaningful relationships or responsibilities. There is no one in his life that he cares about. There is no one in his life that means anything to him. And that's the way he likes it. When he's not lazing about the apartment, he is usually going to the hairdresser, shooting pool, going shopping for CDs, or going on dates with women. However, when he meets Rachel, that is a turning point in his life. Rachel is an interesting woman who seems to have a lot more going on in her life than Will does. So that's when Will realizes that he actually needs something to make himself interesting in the eyes of others, that he can't simply live alone anymore. So meeting Rachel is a very important turning point in Will's life. Marcus, on the other hand, is a young boy. He has divorced parents and he now lives with his mother, Fiona. Marcus is furiously bullied at school. He hasn't got any friends except for two who decide they don't want to hang around him anymore because whenever they are with him, they are actually bullied as well. So basically, Marcus loses his two only friends at school. Of course, his mother is also depressed, which is very problematic for Marcus. This means he has to think like an adult. He can't allow himself to be a child. Not only does he have problems at school, he also comes home and has sort of to become a mother to his own mother, which means he never had the opportunity to actually be a child and just do stupid things as children do. A very important turning point in Marcus's life is when Fiona tries to commit suicide. Because up to that point, although he wasn't very happy, at least he knew that he always had his mother by his side. This is when Marcus decides that you can't only be two persons. You need three persons, because if one person disappears, then there's still two left. So that's a very important moment in Marcus's life. So what could we say a theme of this movie is? One theme could be the question, what's best, living alone or starting a family? If you go back 50 years, 100 years, 1000 years, I think almost everyone would answer what's most important in life is starting a family and having children. However, today things have started to change, and a lot more people would actually say living alone is just as feasible as starting a family. It's just as good. Um, Another theme could be coping with problems. You have a lot of different problems in this book, such as coping with suicide, which Fiona and Marcus have to do. you have the problem with modern families. Usually, a family would be a father, a mother, and the children. Of course, here you have Will's family, which is just Will. You have Marcus's family, which basically is he and his mother, although he also has a father. He doesn't see him very often. You have Rachel, who's a single mother, and so on and so forth. So you have the whole problem with modern families. What is a family? Is it a father, a mother, and two kids? And of course, you have the existential crisis, uh, where nothing seems to matter anymore. This is especially true when it comes to Will, because Will has nothing in his life. Will is basically not important to anyone, and no one is important to him. A typical message in this movie could be the quote, "No man is an island," which is very important when it comes to Will and how he deals with life. Um, no man is an island simply means that no man is alone. Everyone needs someone else in order to survive, to be a functional member of society. And here we could say that Will can teach Marcus how to be a child. Because although Will is much older than Marcus, it's easy to say that Marcus is actually more mentally older than Will. So Will can teach Marcus how to care a little bit less, how to live more in the moment, how not to worry about things all the time. Where we could also say that Marcus can teach Will how to be an adult, because I think Marcus has more training in how to be an adult. He can teach him responsibility, how to act around people, how to actually care. So finally, your assignment, what you are going to do now. Uh, I will post on It's Learning this assignment, but I just wanted to quickly mention what you are supposed to do, because there's always question about this. You are going to make a presentation where you choose from 24 different bullet points what you want to talk about. All these 24 bullet points are have to do with the book. However, you are not supposed to choose every single one. You can choose one, you can choose two, you can choose 10. That's entirely up to you. But your presentation should be around 5 minutes long, meaning that if you have very little to say about each point, you should choose several of them. If you only want to choose two and have 2 minutes on one and 3 minutes on the other, that's fine. But your presentation should be around 5 minutes in total, and you need to choose however many you want in order to fill up those 5 minutes. Thank you for your attention and good luck with your assignment.